Is the most common logarithm in base 10? Or why, if you come across a power, why are most of your powers going to be in base 10? Does it? Because that's the easiest power there. All you do is move the decimal, right or left. And that's called scientific notation. So when your base is 10, this is a piece of cake. Antonio, all right with that? This is going to be by far the one you see the very most. It's going to be the most common. And because it is the most common, we're going to write it without the subscript. So Kalen, these two things are equal. If you see log in base 10 of 4, that is the exact same thing as log of 4. So we're going to get lazy and leave off the 10. So if you do not see what base it is in, what base is it, Kenan? Alright, Elizabeth? 10 is by far the most commonly used. And because it's used so often, we get lazy and we don't always want to write base 10, so you're going to leave it off. So here's the question that we're asking. On where? Just to show you, these two are the exact same thing. You can choose to put the base on. What? Oh. Well, I had this erased first. There wasn't. On your handout, there's not a 10 there, is there? I wrote it in. Antonio. Okay, let's remember when we talked about this. What is the... Oh, let me erase that. That was... Alright, Kenan. If I'm asking what the answer to this is, what is the log in base 10 of 100? Convert it to exponential form. What does it look like in exponential form? If you go into exponential form, what does it look like? I need a base, I need an exponent, and what it equals. What's the base? This is your base. So that's 10. Where does the 100 go? That's what it is equal to. So you're trying to find this out. What is the exponent that's going to give you 100 when your base is 10? And it has to be 2. So the log of base 10, or the log in base 10 of 100, is equal to 2. Okay? As long as it is whole numbers and it works out evenly, it's pretty nice. But what happens if we ask you this? What happens if we ask you, what is the log in base 10 of 4? Now what am I asking you? Change it to exponential form. What does that look like in exponential form? 10 raised to what power is going to give you a 4? So what kind of a number is this going to be? 10 raised to what power is going to give you a 4?
It's going to be a decimal, right?
It's not going to be a whole number. It's going to be some funky... Is it positive or negative? It's positive? So on your calculator, let's do Osbaldo's way. Osbaldo, how would you do that?
Well, I think the log on here is already 10.
Without a calculator. How would you do it with your guess and check way?
Guess and check way? I don't know.
So you type in 10 raised to what power? What do you want to try first?
0.62.
Yeah, like 0.5. I would start with 0.5.
You would have started with 0.5?
Higher than 0.5. Told you.
And then you would have
0.6.
narrowed it down to 0.6.
And then I would, if it would have been close, I would have just kept like 0.62.
161.
Yeah, what
0.62 is too high.
Okay, now this is where we got to the other day, right? Your calculator will give you the log, so you don't have to do the guess and check. This button right here, to the left of 7, if you type in log of 4 and press enter, it's going to give you that decimal that we're after. And it's not a rational number, it's some irrational number, 0.6020599. So that means if you go 10 raised to this power, if I go up and copy it and paste it,
How do you do that?
just press the up arrow key, copy and paste it, it's going to give you 4. The whole number 4.
Like, I think it ends right there when I typed it in. It gave me exactly 4. So I think it actually does end.
Oh, it stops at the 3?
Yeah, like for the real number, it's not just stopping right there.
So how you copy and paste? If I do this, 4 plus 3, if I want to do 7 minus 4, I can just go up and grab it and press enter, and then minus 4.
Or just go up there. Yeah. Go to the 7. Like, or if you want to add like 3 plus 2, just put plus. Push plus.
Logan Smith, you're in for a treat. Here's what it's all about. Caden, I want to know this. 3 raised to what power is equal to 11? This is the whole purpose for logs. Because you're going to be solving equations, but your variable is in the exponent spot. Okay, this is what I love. Anything in log in base 10, because your calculator will do log in base 10. So Justin, move number 1. I'm going to go totally backwards. Can I do this? Log in base 10 of 3 to the x equals log in base 10 of 11.
Oh yeah.
Is that a legal move?
Yes.
Marcos, why is that okay? Anytime you got one log on the left and one log on the right, they just undo themselves, right? So Brandon, I am strategically after log in base 10. You can do this for any base. You can go log in base 15 of 3 to the x equals log in base 15 of 11. But I'm going to choose base 10 because your calculator is going to do base 10.
So
Now,
could you do like the x as a times?
you have got to use your power property. If you're taking the log of a power, what are you going to do with this x? You take the x and bring it out front. X times the log in base 10 of 3 equals the log in base 10 of 11. Now you got to solve for x. So what are you going to do next? Solve for x. How are you going to get x all by itself? You're going to undo the times. You're going to divide this side by log in base 10 of 3, and you're going to divide this side by log in base 10 of 3. So your answer, x is going to be log in base 10 of 11 divided by log in base 10 of 3. And it's a calculator problem. Your calculator is going to do log base 10. So on your calculator, you're going to go log of 11.
So you can't like cancel the logs.
No. Log of 11 divided by log of 3. Enter.
Stay up there.
So it's going to be 2.1826583. Your homework, you got to go to 4 decimal places. So Kendra, let's do this. Let's write the steps. I think we can explain this in 3 steps. So go to the bottom right corner. Let's do number 1. Let's write the steps out.
Okay, so and then you minus them or divide them?
You divide them. You divide them. Okay, look at number 1. I want to know this. 5 raised to what power is 120? Okay, first move. Put log in base 10 on both sides. So number 1, you're going to have log in base 10 of 5 to the a equals log in base 10 of 120.
So you put the A to the back. Put the A in front of
Now step 2, what's your next move? What's step 2?
put A in front of log.
You're going to use the power property. Or do what Osvaldo says, bring the exponent out front. So step number 1, put log in base 10 on both sides. Step number 2 is going to be a times log in base 10 of 5 equals log in base 10 of 120. Now what's step 3? What are you going to do next? Solve for a. Get a out by itself. Solve for the variable. So 3 steps. That's it. You're going to get the variable out by itself. So it's a times the log in base 10 of 5. Divide by log in base 10 of 5. Divide by log in base 10 of 5. And now it's just a calculator problem. So instead of guess check on your calculator, you're going to go log. It's already in base 10. You can do 120 divided by the log in base 10 of 5. And we got 2.99, but it's actually 2.9746. Too big? So now you guys try this. Try number 2. See if you can get number 2.